Bleak House by Charles Dickens. This is a Folio Society edition. Now, Folio Society has made lots of different Dickens editions. I'm not sure what other Bleak House stuff they've got, but this is what I've got. Comes with this maroon slipcover. It sort of matches the look of the book as well. It's a big one. It's a pretty big treatment. Okay. So this one has it's quarter bound in this leather. And like all Folio Societies, it's sewn in. And it's sewn in such a way that you can lay it flat. Or you can have it lay flat. And it doesn't crack the spine or anything. It's got this treatment here with the sort of the leather within the leather. It's not just sort of drawn on. It actually feels different. The leather feels nice. Otherwise, the boards here are, they're textured. It's not just paper. It feels good. And it's got the gold leaf on top, which I think looks beautiful. And unlike most Folio Society books, one of my few problems with Folio Society, besides the price, is that they don't come with ribbons. And this one comes with a big, fat, thick ribbon. It's like a big old ribbon. And let's have a look inside. So it does have illustrations. Well, let's look at the beginning. Look at the beginning here. Look, it's a big book. Ugh, it's a hefty one. It's not that big, dimensions, height, and width, but it's very thick. And that's because the text is reasonably large, and there are lots of big margins, and the paper is it's reasonably thick. It's not special, the paper thickness. It's sort of this yellowy almost, a kind of a creamy kind of yellow. It's not a pure white. I like it. I wasn't sure at first when I started reading, and I actually read this volume here, and I wasn't really sure about it at first. But in the end, I ended up liking that color. I like the way that it looks. Okay. We'll see who illustrated it. Oh, that's right. Oh, I should have remembered that. The original illustrations by Fizz. It's the ones that came out from the beginning. So they're these black and white ones. Let's find one a little bit more going on. So the little church in the park. This, I believe, without any spoilers, is, well, I don't want to give any spoilers. It's an old book, but I hate it because I come to these classics often and I've never read it before. And I sometimes in the foreword or in other discussions of the book, they assume that you know everything about it. And I hate that. I really hate that. So I don't want to be one of those people. So I'm not going to say anything. I mention it because something, there was not exactly a realization, but there was something that happened in that church. And when I saw it, I almost told you. It's not even, oh man, anyway. Mr. Guppy. Dickens loves his names, doesn't he? He loves his funny little names. I saw a pretty funny interview. It wasn't exactly an interview, but a conversation. They were talking to a well-known author, and they said to her, wouldn't it? And they were talking about Bleak House. As a matter of fact, they were talking about Bleak House. I think it's her favorite Dickens. And they said to her, he has these names, and the names are so evocative, and the names sort of tell you what the person is like. And wouldn't it be nice if that's how things were in real life? And she sort of laughed and said, well, I'm not so sure about that, since my last name is Tart. And that's Donna Tartt, is the famous author in question. I like the treatment here too, the way that it says they sort of do the chapters there. And just a little bit of extra pizzazz. Anyway, it's a pretty book. It's a hefty book. And I reading this one sort of a little bit on Kindle and a little bit on in this book, and even a little bit of audio when I was walking around, sort of lots of different ways to read it. But it is nice, if you are sitting on the couch or sitting in your chair, not lying in bed, to pull out this big thing. It just feels right with Dickens. For some reason, it just feels right. Okay, so there we go. And that's it. That's Bleak House by Charles Dickens.